Hello, Taurus. Elsie here to do a bonus read for you, my friends. Just thought I'd come by and drop a bonus read for you. Thank you so much for clicking here. I do appreciate you. If you're a brand new Taurus or you're cross-watching for a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter, welcome here. If you are new, I hope you'll let me know in the comments. I like to be in the comments as well. Some of us do. And I hope that you will be there as well. I hope that you will stay, that you will hit that subscription button and that bell button to know when I'm uploading. And I do come by here a few times a week and do readings for Taurus because you eat at my readings so very quickly. Thank you for doing that. Let's look at some Psychic Tarot first. We'll throw down some tarot. We'll find out what's going on. And these readings, you know, if you've been here before, that I don't date or time these readings. And it is what it is, right? I don't date or time these readings, and they could be resonating with you today, or it could be resonating with you in the future. All right, so we do have the waiting game. We have the third eye chakra and trapped in fear. It feels like you're scared to make a decision about something. It feels like it's the third eye chakra tells me that you do have clarity. And the third eye chakra is a catch-22, right? It's like the third eye chakra gives you a clear view of everything that you need to see. You've got all the details and you can see everything for what it is. The hard side, the hard thing about having the third eye chakra opened is that you see everything for what it is. And you start to see people that are very close to you in your life. You start to see exactly who they are and what they're doing and how they're treating you. And you start to realize that maybe you're reaching out to them and they're not reaching back, or they barely reach back, or you're putting in more and they're putting in less. We have the waiting game here. So I feel like when your third eye opens, it could be now, maybe you have your third eye open already, but for those of you who don't, and you're still living this life of, you know, that everybody is on your side and everybody expects that you expect that everybody in your life is wanting to do something that's good for your benefit. I feel like your third eye chakra is opening, and it gives you a lot of fear. And I have to tell you that the third eye chakra opening is not a bad thing. Seeing things clearly for what they are make you make huge, massive, huge changes in your life. And I feel like once your third eye is open here, and for some of you that's not today, but it might be in the future, that you feel trapped in fear. Now what do? I have to make decisions. I have to make decisions that I don't want to make. Now that I can see that this person is deceiving me, or I can see that that person is someone who is using me for the services I provide, or the money I give them, or the place to stay, or they use me as a psychologist because they don't want to hire one. I feel like that's when you get trapped in fear. In the future here, though, we do have rejoice and celebration. So it does feel like that there is a group of people. To me, this is like people coming together, a reunion of people, possibly the people who really do love you, the people who do want to celebrate you here. We do have recognition and reward. It does feel like there is going to be something happy happening in the future, that the people who really do stick by you and are with you, we've got 2 3s here, the people who really do stick by you and who are with you, and they're interested in watching your growth. They're glad that you're on this new path or this new journey, and you know, that you're persevering whatever you need to persevere. These are people you have history with. These are really the ride or dies, right? These are the people that really like you for who you are, and they don't care if you change at all ever. They just really love you for who you are. All right. Tell me about this waiting game, because I feel like once your third eye is open here, Taurus, that you are going to say, oof, now what? Now what? I'm telling you, I've been in that position, and it is enlightening and terrifying. So I think that these 2 cards on the other side, each side of the third eye chakra, are absolutely on point. And now you're going to be more careful of the way you speak, careful of the way you spend your time, careful of the energy that you give, because you are the same as the first 5 people you hang out with. And if you talk about those people when they're out of the room, or you don't like them, or you're talking to another friend about how that one did you wrong, then those people aren't your friends and you're becoming like them. So be careful about it here. Yeah, the waiting game is telling me that once the third eye is open, it feels like you need to say something. And it's true. You are going to feel that way, that you really do need to say something here to someone. We do have the 2 of Wands. It is a crossroads. It definitely is when the third eye is open and you do have the clarity about life. You see everything as it really is, and not for the rosy colored glasses. You throw those things away, and all of a sudden you see things for what they are. You know, we do have 2 containers here, right? And it's like opening a can of worms, right? Or opening Pandora's box a little bit, because when you can see everything for what it is, it can be terrifying. And you're like, how did I let that go on for so long? So I feel like the third eye opening here puts you at the crossroads, or a place where you know you must take another path. Tell me more. Tell me about trapped in fear, please, for Taurus. We do have the Tower. Oof, gosh. So the thing is this, okay? Like I always say, oof, gosh, right? When it shows up. But the thing is this, is it's a realization. When the third eye opens, it's a realization you cannot ignore. You can't sidestep the Tower. And when the Tower falls, it breaks down the illusion that they were on your side. And I'm not saying that everybody's not on your side. I'm saying that if you have 50 friends, chances are probably 40 of them couldn't care less if you're breathing today. Like it feels like you really find out who your people are. That's what it feels like. You're coming into a situation here where you really find out who your people are. But being trapped in fear is the Eight of Swords. I don't know what to do about it now. I feel like my hands are tied. My eyes have been covered for so long that I feel like my hands are tied and I don't know what to do. So the Tower comes in to give you relief and mercy and says, I'm going to pull down all of the relationships and friendships, whatever ships you're on, things are going to change. And it's for a reason. The reason is that you must have a realization that things are not as they seem. And when the Tower falls and things start to change, you're really going to see who your friends are. Tell me about the Ace, please. Tell me about the Ace of Swords, the waiting game. It's like you get clarity. You get clarity, and in this moment of clarity, you realize that you got to say something. You cannot let things go on the way that they've been going on, because now you know your worth. Now you see your worth. Now you feel your worth. And you know that you cannot share yourself with people who are not interested in your worth. We've got the Three of Wands, we've got the Lovers, and we've got the Hanged Man. Look, for some of you people, it's going to be soulmates. People who you would say are your soulmate. Doesn't matter if you're dating them or they are a friend. But I feel like you are now in deliberation about who is a soulmate and who is not. I feel like you're scrounging the internet. What is a soulmate? Is this really a soulmate? Is this a codependent connection, or is this person really connected to me in a soulful way? I feel like you're waiting for some sort of clarity or an aha moment or a moment of triumph and clarity so you can make a decision. And I feel until then, you kind of hang here in self-sacrificial mode. I feel like you continue going out, you continue seeing these people, but it comes to great clarity. You get this great clear picture of you pulling out of this vibration, because now what they're saying and doing as they talk about other people and gossip and all that stuff, it feels like you now realize, ugh, I can't do this anymore. This is dirty energy. I can't do this anymore. So I do feel like that in the Hanged Man energy, that it feels like you are going to have to make some sacrifices here. Emperor. So, the Emperor is the one who is in charge. I feel like you're just finally taking the reins, and the Three of Wands is telling me that it's time for you to expand. Expand your life, expand your friend group. It feels like you need to find different people to speak with, to hang out with. But I feel like the waiting game is all of these realizations that you're having. The reason that you're holding back and not doing anything right now or not saying anything right now is because you're having realizations and you're trying to gain clarity. Is that what they really meant when they said that? Like, is that what they really meant? And I feel like you're thinking those things over. The Hanged Man tells me that you're trying to see it from their point of view. Like, instead of going with my way or the highway, like your way of looking at it, right? You're trying to get a different perspective, and you're trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. But I feel like in doing that you get hung up in this energy of who's with me, who's against me. I think you need to make a lot of choices here to cut some people out, and it's time to expand your friend situation here. It's time to find new people. And so the third eye's got you. At the Two of Wands. You're going to have to make a decision between which box you want to open. Which way do you want to go? Tell me about the Two of Wands for Taurus, please. Tell me about the Two of Wands. It is a decision. We do have the Eight. You know that you have to say something. We do have the Magician. How can I say it in a way where I'm going to be able to say it in a kind way? Like, it feels like you need your magic. You need your magic of your words. You need the magic to say these things that are not going to come out as terrible. Because I don't think that you want to hurt anybody, honestly. I don't think that you want to, but the Eight of Wands and the Magician tells me that that there is communication. something that needs to be said, and it needs to be said in a way like that's magic. I want to say that you need to watch your words. You need to find the right way to say it. You've got all the aces here, right? So it depends which path you want to take, right? The Ace of Swords, Pentacles, Cups, Wands, right? Depends which way you want to take here. I feel like you're kind of over it, I want to say. As we look at the third eye chakra opening, you're kind of over it because we have 8 wands here, and there's a wand in the hand of the magician, right? The magician does have an ace of wands, but we do have 8 and 2 is 10. And so that tells me that you're ready to drop these burdens. I think you're ready to drop the burdens after you see everything for what it really is. The magician is very determined, right? Very determined. And you're like, wait a second. They're trying to make me feel like I'm not enough, but I'm the damn magician. Now you start to see your own worth, right? You start to see your own worth, and maybe these people were trying to keep you down, or maybe they weren't mean to you at all. Maybe they invited you in and come on in and we'll water you and we'll feed you, but when you walked out of the room, do you know what they're saying about you? And I think that that's what the third eye chakra is bringing to you. We do have the 8 of Pentacles, and you realize that there's a lot of work to do on you. I don't even think you're blaming them. No, I don't think you are. I don't think you're playing the blame game. Now you know you have to look inward. And if you're looking inward and you start with you, that stuff is going to radiate to the outside. So we do have, you begin with feeling in lack. We do have 5 pentacles that we can see here, but this is the 8 of Pentacles, and there are plans, right? We have plans for more pentacles. And so I think that you're working on it. You're working on yourself, and you're very determined to get yourself to a place where you are the subject matter expert on you. Tell me about this tower, please. What are we going to do about this tower? I feel like the tower's coming here, my friend, to give you realizations and pull you out of this 8 of Swords, this trapped in fear energy. We have the 7 of Wands, definitely. We have the 7 of Pentacles, and then we have the Empress. Look, people can't go where you're going, Taurus. Not everybody can go where you're going. I know you want to take them. It's a realization that I don't know what to do from here. Well, the first thing to do is to build some boundaries and see who is trying to leap those boundaries and who is not. When you bring the boundaries and you put them on yourself and you realize that I got to protect my worth, and if anybody's going to try and get me to do something that is outside the realm of the balance of the Empress, then I'm not going to do it. And that's the boundaries. And if they walk away because you've put up some boundaries, then you know who is for you and who is against you, right? We do have the 7 of Pentacles here, and you're kind of wondering, is it really been worth the work up to here? Is it really worth the work to turn into the Empress? Damn right it is. I'm telling you it is. It is. And it can be a lonely gig for a little while. I'm just going to be honest with you. When you become the Empress and you start to see things for what they are, you start loving on people. You realize your balance. You realize your magic. You realize that you have to wait. And for some of you that have been waiting and waiting and waiting, it's because you have a high self-worth. It's not for any other reason, and that's the best reason to have to wait, is that you have a high self-worth. The thing is that you are going to have to wait. When you have a high self-worth, you have to wait, and that's the truth of it. It doesn't come right away. And I feel like there is a big decision you need to make, because the 4 of Wands is here. You want stability, and you're not taking anything less than stability here. Tell me about the third eye chakra, please, for Taurus. Tell me about this third eye chakra. What is Taurus seeing here? We have the 5. Yeah, it makes you sad, Taurus. Look, you see who's with you and who's against you, right? And you're grateful and happy for the ones that you see in your life that are emotionally available, that really do have a depth of nobility and kindness, and they really are who they say they are. Now, it's not just seeing people who are fake. It's seeing people who are real as well. And so you will be able to make a determination between the two. There are going to be people who are going to make you feel like this: I thought you loved me, but I guess the party's over. Since we don't agree anymore, I guess the party's over. But there are people that are the King of Cups, right? Feminine or masculine. Somebody who is very good in a situation where everything's going sideways. They're the person who stays stoic. They're available to be emotional with you, but they also are someone who keeps their emotions a little bit under wrap. They are someone who is very sturdy and solid as it comes to their emotions. We do have the 9 of Wands in the reverse. I feel like you are carrying burdens still as we come out of this reading here. I feel like you're burdened by all of this here. And it feels like with the 9 in the reverse that you don't want to let it go. It becomes a little bit of martyrdom. It becomes this feeling of, but then if I let them all go, I'm going to be alone. And I say to you, yes, you will. But as you come into this energy of the Empress, you will realize who you are. And the Empress attracts everything. Everything. No matter what she says, no matter what she does, she's attracting all the time. You will attract people who match you, who really do see you for who you are. For a person who they're going to recognize you as someone who is fun to be with, someone who they can rejoice with in celebration, someone who they can create memories with. You are going to attract the right people, but there is going to be a space and time where you're going to feel a little bit lonely, and I'm not going to lie to you. That's not what I'm here for. Tell me about this rejoice and celebration and recognition and reward, because I feel like you're about to, for those of you who've already gone through this whole situation, that you're about to come into a group of people who really love you for who you are. They don't want to change a thing. We do have the Star in the reverse. We have the Page of Swords. We have the 7 of Cups, and we have the Chariot. So, you know, after much deliberation, like you go to this place here with the Star in the reverse where you feel like I've lost hope. I lose hope that I'm ever going to be able to be social again, that I'm ever going to be able to go out with people and have actual conversation, and where people aren't sitting at the table all scrolling on their phones, where they're actually looking at me because they want to spend time with me. I feel like those are the people that you're about to find in this group here. People who don't scroll their phones when they're out in public. People who realize that you are important, you are the Empress, and they're trying to suck in all the energy from the Empress that they can get, because they know that when whoever is around the Empress is going to benefit as well. We do have the Page of Swords, and it tells me that you are willing to learn. You're willing to learn, to take the time to learn. You're willing to, be careful. You're willing to figure out what's going on here. I feel like you feel a little bit sad, like you're losing hope until you find this group of people, or maybe there's a few people in that big group of people who really are the ride or dies. And I think you're going to be zoning in on those people and watching them and learning from them. We do have the 7 of Cups. It's a very overwhelming time, but I don't think you're there for long. I feel like the Chariot tells me that you get your balance really, really quickly here. We have 2 horses, the dark horse and the light horse, right? And the only way that we can keep this Chariot on the road is if we're in balance. If the feminine and masculine energies are in balance, then everything's in balance. And the feminine and masculine energies are balanced right here. We do have the 5 of Swords. Look, some people are just going to throw down their swords and leave, Taurus. That's the truth of it. They are going to throw down their swords and leave, and you pay no never mind to them, because you need to be working on yourself. It's going to take a long while to get you to the Empress energy. It's something that comes with wisdom, but it also is something that comes with building some pretty tough boundaries against people who are just wanting to be around you because you buy them drinks, or because you give them free tarot readings, or because, you know what I mean? It's people who are taking advantage of you. Those are the ones who are going to be throwing down their swords and walking away. And I say to you, let them go. Let them. Let them. See where they are without you. See where they are without the High Priestess. Let them. If they're not willing to reach to where you are, then you got to go there alone. And that's the truth of it. Knight of Swords, it's the truth. And the truth is coming quickly, faster than you believe, faster than you understand. So I feel like there are going to be some people who are going to alienate you. They're going to isolate you. They're going to disagree with you. You're going to have battles with them. There's going to be personal differences and ego exchanges, and that people are not going to believe that the Empress is who the Empress is, because maybe like me, your whole life past there was a shit show, and now you're the Empress and they don't believe you're the Empress, right? It could very well be that. Look, I don't place blame on anybody, because everybody changes. Everybody does. But I feel like some of those people are going to leave, and I say let them go. Taurus, I'm going to go for now. I love you. I hope you love yourself too. I'm out for now, and I'll be back because I'm always back. Love you. Bye.